Hey guys, my name's Ashwin Gore. I've been an accent coach for 10 years and I offer a full, comprehensive course to help you master the American accent, which is linked down below. Today, I'll be giving you guys a few tips to help you perfect your American accent. But before we do that, let me address some of the comments that I've been seeing in some of the other videos. Now, a lot of you have been saying, hey, your voice is Australian, you speak with an Australian accent, you're not American. Of course, I'm not American, I am Australian. So, when I'm explaining the techniques to you, I'm talking in my regular Australian accent. When we go into the American, then I'll be speaking American. Now, a lot of you are like, but wait, he's Australian, how can he do an American accent? It's the same reason those who teach English don't have to be born in the UK. Right? So anyone can teach an accent, so don't focus on the Australian part of my pronunciation. Focus on the tips, tricks, and techniques, because if you implement them, I promise you, they'll work for you. So let's get into today's lesson. For those of you struggling to get a well-rounded American accent, today I'm going to let you in on the 4 secrets needed to acquire a perfect American accent. Secret number 1 is placement. It is vital that we make sure we are speaking from the correct spot to achieve a perfect American accent. So there are 3 different placements we can move back and forth between. The first is the English resonant position, which is the front of the mouth. So think about it as being the tip of your tongue toward your teeth. So that's going to be the front. The second position is my position, the Australian position, which is in the middle of your mouth. Now, it's easy to go forward, it's easy to go back. It's really hard to place the middle. That's why a lot of people struggle to do an Australian accent. And the third position, which we're going to be concerned about, is the American resonant position. This comes from the back of the neck or the back of the mouth. So you want to make sure that when you're speaking from the back. If you're trying to do an American accent and it's in the middle of your mouth, or if you're British or South African and it's coming forward in your mouth, it'll just sound like you're trying to put on an accent, and that's not your natural voice. So when you speak from the back of the neck, you're going to feel a vibration here when you're talking. Let's do an example sentence just so you can get a feel. The man went to the store to buy bananas. Now, we're going to use the English resonant position for that sentence. The man went to the store to buy bananas. That comes forward. The Australian position is in the middle. The man went to the store to buy bananas. Now, the American resonant position from the back, it's going to go like this. The man went to the store to buy bananas. Now, those words, that pronunciation can only exist if it's coming from the back of the neck. So that's secret 1, speak from the back of the neck. Secret number 2 is the American R. The American R is like the anchor for the American accent. It is the most American sounding letter there is. So we want to make sure we have a nice strong R sound when we're using our American accents. For example, a word like car, C-A-R, we don't want to say R like I just did, car, because then it sounds like we've got an ah sound at the end. The American accent's going to have a nice strong R at the end, so it's going to go car. That works for words like bar and words like army. Looking at that word army, it's literally just the letter R, and then you're saying me. If you're speaking from the back of the neck, it's much easier to produce the correct American R. So here it is again, R. Now you want to make sure it doesn't sound like a pirate. You don't want to be stuck in your throat and go R, because that's too piratey and it's going to ruin your throat. So make sure you're speaking from the diaphragm, it's coming from the back of the neck, R. Secret number 3 is downward inflection. When Americans speak, they always inflect down at the ends of their sentences and in the middle. What does that mean? For example, using the sentence we talked about earlier, the man went to the store to buy bananas, an upward inflection would be like this. The man went to the store to buy bananas. So see that? It almost sounds like a question as it inflects up. Americans are going to inflect it down. The man went to the store to buy bananas, and it inflects down. Now, downward inflection doesn't mean the tone of your voice just kind of dips, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to change the volume. You don't want to change the tone. The only thing you want to focus on is inflection. The man went to the store to buy bananas, and it inflects down, as opposed to the man went to the store to buy bananas. It's a weird thing because a lot of other accents kind of make a statement sound like a question. The American accent does not do that. In fact, a lot of times, an American question is almost presented like a statement. For example, do you want to go to the store? We're inflecting up because it's a question. In an American accent, that's going to be almost like a statement. Do you want to go to the store? So it inflects down. So make sure you inflect down at the end of every sentence and also in the middle. That leads us to secret number 4, American rhythm. Every accent, every dialect has its own musicality. So the standard American accent has a very particular rhythm. Again, it's one thing to say the words forever, car, magnificent, aluminum, but if you're not speaking in rhythm, an American speaker will say, wait, where are you from? Something's not right. So you want to make sure you speak in American rhythm. What is American rhythm? So standard American rhythm basically requires you to break up your sentences into sections of 3, 6, 9, 12, things like that. Basically multiples of 3. For example, let's take a line from the movie Good Will Hunting. Why shouldn't I work for the NSA? Now, this sentence is going to be broken up into 3 sections. Why shouldn't I work for the NSA? Now, with those 3 sections, we're going to weave them in together so that way we start getting American rhythm. Why shouldn't I work for the NSA? As opposed to, why shouldn't I work for the NSA? Like, that again sounds a bit weird because it's not American rhythm. Why shouldn't I work for the NSA? Now, if you break up all your sentences into sections of 3, 6, 9, and you keep that rhythm, you'll soon find that you're sitting in a perfect American rhythm. For more information about the technique behind rhythm and the ways to implement it and the techniques behind it, make sure you click the link in the description below and check out the online course or any private training. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully those tips put you on the path to achieving a perfect American accent. For more tips and advice, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and for the full course on mastering the American accent, click the link below and check the description for a coupon code.